The letter arrived on a Tuesday morning in a cream-colored envelope. My name was written on it in fancy calligraphy. Gerald Mitchell. It said. Inside was an invitation to a gala event. A fundraiser for underprivileged youth. My son Daniel and his wife Catherine were hosting it. Very exclusive. Very expensive. The ticket price was $500. At the bottom of the invitation, there was a handwritten note from Catherine. This will be an important evening for our image in the community. Please don't wear anything that embarrasses us. Love, Catherine. I had to read that note 3 times before it sank in. My name's Gerald. I'm 71 years old. I spent 50 years working as a mechanic. Honest work. Hard work. I raised Daniel alone after his mother left when he was 3. And now my son was worried I would embarrass him. Before we continue, I want you to subscribe to this channel. These stories about family, money, and respect are important. And I want to make sure you never miss one. My earliest memory of Daniel is him sitting in my garage at 5 years old, covered in dirt and grease, watching me fix cars. He would hand me tools, ask me questions, follow me everywhere. I love those days. We were a team, just us against the world. When he turned 18, he told me he wanted to go to college. I worked extra shifts, took on side jobs, borrowed money. I put him through 8 years of education to become an architect. Every penny I had went to making sure he had the best opportunities. Years passed. He became successful, started making real money. Married Catherine, who came from money. Old money. The kind that comes with expectations. At first, I was happy for him. He had made it. He had built something. Then slowly things changed. The phone calls became shorter. Family dinners became rare. When I would visit his house, Catherine would give me a tight smile and disappear. Daniel would seem nervous, like my presence was a problem. One Christmas, I showed up at their home with gifts I had carefully saved for. Catherine opened the door. She looked at my old coat, my worn boots. She said, "Gerald, we're just about to take a family photo. Can you wait in the kitchen?" I stood in that kitchen for 2 hours while they took pictures. I was never asked to be in a single one. That night, I drove home and sat in my garage, surrounded by the tools I had used my whole life. And I thought about my son, about how I had given him everything. And he was ashamed of me. So when that invitation arrived with that note, something inside me shifted. I called Daniel. "I got your invitation," I said. "Yes, Dad, it's a big event. Catherine really wants you." He was lying. Catherine didn't want me there. Catherine wanted me invisible. "I'm not coming," I said quietly. "What?" "Dad, you have to. This is important for my career." "I understand," I said, "but I'm not coming." He tried to convince me. He said it would look bad if his father wasn't there. He said people would ask questions. I told him that I had spent my whole life answering to no one but myself, and I wasn't about to start now. After I hung up, I did something I hadn't done in years. I went to the bank and checked my retirement account. $872,000. Money I had saved carefully. Money I had been planning to leave to Daniel. Money that was supposed to secure his future even more than he had already secured it himself. I sat with that number for a long time. Then I called my lawyer. I spent the next 3 weeks making changes. First change was updating my will. The second change was writing a letter. A long, honest letter explaining my life, explaining my choices, explaining why I was making the decisions. I was about to make. The gala happened on a Friday evening. Daniel called me that Saturday morning. His voice was different. Angry, confused. "Dad, where were you?" "People were asking about you." I had to make excuses. "I wasn't coming, Daniel. I told you that." He tried to recover. "This was a big night for us, for the firm." "And yet," I said quietly, "you were ashamed of me." There was silence. "That's not fair," he said. "Isn't it?" I asked. "You marry someone. You become successful, and suddenly your own father embarrasses you." "Dad, don't do this." "I'm not doing anything," I said. "I'm just telling you the truth." A week later, I did something that shocked my accountant. I donated $400,000 to a vocational school. A school that teaches kids from poor neighborhoods how to become electricians, plumbers, mechanics. The kind of work I had done my whole life. The kind of work that builds the world. I funded a scholarship program, and I named it after my mother. The rest of the money, I divided equally between 2 charities. One that helps foster children, one that helps single parents. Daniel called me when he found out. His voice wasn't angry this time. It was panicked. "Dad, what have you done that was supposed to be for me? For my future." "Your future is already secure," I said. "I made sure of that, but that was my inheritance." "You're right," I said. "It was, and I chose to give it to people who actually need it." Catherine got on the phone. She didn't bother hiding her anger. She called me selfish, vengeful, a bitter old man. I listened to her for a minute, then I hung up. Over the next few months, Daniel tried everything. He tried guilt. "Mom would be disappointed in you," he tried. Logic. This makes no sense financially. He tried threats. I'm not coming to visit you anymore. But something had shifted in me. I was 69 years old, and I was done pretending. I was done trying to fit into a world where I was never going to be good enough. 8 months later, Daniel showed up at my garage. He looked different, tired, older. He didn't say much at first. He just looked around at the place where we had spent so much time together. Then he sat down on the stool he used to sit on when he was 5. I've been thinking about what you said, he began. About being ashamed. Of you. I waited. I didn't interrupt. Catherine left me, he said. 3 months ago. She wanted to stay with someone more connected to the right people. I wasn't connected enough. I didn't say I told you so. I just listened. I've been thinking about my life, he continued. About what I actually wanted versus what I thought I was supposed to want. He looked at his hands that had never done real work. I went to that school, he said, the vocational school. I wanted to see where you put the money. Yeah? I said. There's a kid there, 17 years old, wants to be a mechanic. Reminds me of myself at 5. I smiled a little. I've been volunteering there, Daniel said, mentoring some of the kids, helping them understand how to run a business. For the first time in years, I saw my son, the real one, not the version Catherine had shaped. I understand if you don't forgive me, Dad, he said quietly. I didn't say anything. I just got up and hugged him. It was an instant. We didn't magically fix everything that night, but something started healing. Daniel and Catherine divorced. It wasn't pretty, but it needed to happen. He started visiting me more often. We worked in the garage together, like we used to. He brought the kids from the vocational school with him sometimes. Showed them what real work looks like. Last month, he told me that Catherine married someone from her country club. She was happy. He was happy, and Daniel was learning how to be himself again. My will now leaves everything to Daniel. Not because I'm back where I started, but because he's earned it. By choosing his values over her approval. By choosing me. By choosing himself. Not a perfect father. I made mistakes, but I learned something in all of this. Money is not love. Success is not love. Approval is not love. Love is showing up. Love is accepting who someone really is. Love is being proud of them, not ashamed. And if Daniel had continued down that path with Catherine, I would have been pouring my money into someone else's dream. Instead, I invested it in kids who actually need help. Kids like 5-year-old Daniel was, and I got my real son back. That's worth more than any inheritance.